So, like, from your perspective, like, how would Pacific Islanders out here, transition or break through into movie making or films?
Well, that's a good question. I think they have to be successful on two fronts. In looking back, I wish I had, I spoke fluent Samoan when I was young because of my parents. Obviously, had come home. But my mom said an interesting thing. She said that, as you became more involved in the school system, you started losing your language because, unlike my cousins who, when they went to school, like in Carson or they went to, Banning, that they could go to school and still speak the language,
Right.
And also assimilate, their English language. So it was, for me, my mom said it just progressively, I lost it. They still spoke Samoan to me and, I understood, what they all said.
Right. But you said speaking maybe.
But
It's
speaking
because,
back to them, when
yeah.
you're younger, you tend to lose it unless you're speaking on a more consistent basis. But in going to your question, I was saying, in order to be successful, I think from a Polynesian point of view, and this is my point of view, is that I think you have to be, you have to adopt your culture, and at the same time you have to be able to be well spoken and well read, and be able to communicate effectively with those around you. My wife has decided, and my parents made us read, and my wife has made all of our kids read since they were, babies. And I think as an end result, education actually opens up so many doors that, I see the difference between my cousins and some of my cousins, didn't get a college degree. Some of them went into the army. Some of them also, but I have cousins that are doctors and everything else. And they're successful in their field simply because they're articulate with other individuals, And at the same time, my cousin Jed is, he speaks fluent Samoan. He was born and raised in Samoa. He started here, and then his parents were in the military, so they moved him to Samoa. And then he got out and got his education and attended, Cleveland Medical School, which is one of the top, So I think, to contribute to the process, I think you have to be able to hold both worlds and try and be successful in both worlds. And I think the best way to be successful in the other world is to get a good education, and then the other one is to hold on to your culture.
Right.
And then I think you can be successful in anything. My sister is, my brother is the vice chairman of Sullivan Corp, and they own all the food lands. They own all the Whalers Villages.
Food lands in Hawaii.
In Hawaii, they own all the properties. So he's obviously the big kahuna there. The company is family owned by the Sullivans. They discovered this after World War. They started food lands and everything else, but it's a family.
Right.
But he's the only non-family member that's he's literally reports to Janaya, who's the chairman. So he's been successful. My sister is an audiologist. She was the head of the state of Hawaii, as an audiologist. She's came back here. Her husband, Alan, is a surgeon. So, and he's Samoan. So I think you can do it, and I think you can be successful. I just think the key is that get an education and actually make your mark in the world. So.
Good. Ooh, well said. Yes.